Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's showtime. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's showtime. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time.
And just like that, Go Time Dolphins is back. Myself and Charlie Touche as we get up and edge ever closer to the 2024 NFL season. I believe this is the last month until February without an NFL game because training camp starts this month, but doesn't like pre-season start in August. So I believe it's the last full month without an NFL game until February. So much to delve into over the next few weeks, starting with today's episode. But as I mentioned earlier, it's myself and Charlie. Charlie, how are you?
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. I got my co-host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. And if you're a fan of the Florida Panthers, then I suggest you go to Fanatics and get some championship apparel. You know what I'm saying? Because we are the 2024 Stanley Cup champions, NHL champions. Bro, Kadeem, I was tearing up. I was tearing up watching the Panthers win the championship. And all the while I was watching the celebration and you know, I didn't like boo-hoo. I didn't cry. It was just like, oh, this is beautiful. You know what I'm saying? All the while I thought, if this is where I got to for the Panthers, ain't no telling where I'm gonna get to for the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? It was so I don't know the word, bro. Florida Panthers 2024 champions. The celebration continues. It's like they didn't even go to sleep. They took the cup to the beach the very next morning. Like it was like, man, bro. Like down the street from my house, Kadeem. Like the same beach I'm gonna take you to. That's where the World Cup, the Stanley Cup was swimming in.
Charlie, I don't think you understand. Not if, when the Dolphins win the Super Bowl, I'm calling up work. It'll be like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm calling my boss, say, listen, I'm not here next week. Don't ask where I am. I'm not here next week. First flight to Miami. Charlie, you will see. I don't know if you've ever watched Friends, but there's an episode of Friends where Ross is dating one of his students. Really weird storyline. But she goes on spring break and they turn and like he lets her go, blah, blah, blah. They turn on the TV and they see her. She dances like, oh, cool. You know, she's dancing spring break. Woohoo, MTV. And then you see Ross appear and the dancer's like, oh my days, what's Ross going to be there? That will be me. My work will be like, where's Kadeem? And then they're like all over the internet, just me, front and center of the parade, dancing, trying to touch the Lombardi trophy. It's going to be absolutely epic. I cannot wait. And that's I guess in our lifetime, every Miami team winning a championship apart from the Dolphins.
Every team, every South Florida team has won a championship now. I'm sure Inter Miami will get there with Messi. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll get ours in soccer because we haven't really had a soccer team. Well, we have, but they come and gone, right? So now I'm sure Inter Miami is kind of like brand new still. So they have a pass for a while, but they'll get theirs. But the Miami Dolphins, you are on the clock. And before we move on from the Florida Panthers, bro, I was a fan of the Panthers. And I'm glad I could say I was a fan before this happened. But I wasn't like a hockey fan. You know what I'm saying? I was just a Panthers fan. And I remember one of my uncles saying when we were younger, oh, I'm not an NBA fan. I'm just a Miami Heat fan. I didn't know what that meant. I know what it means because I only pop up around NHL hockey for like the playoffs. It's incredible the how intense hockey is in the playoffs. Not just Florida Panther hockey, but hockey in the playoffs is wild. But I follow the Panthers throughout the season, on and off. But I'm not like a huge fan, not like that. all that being said, when you learn the stories of the locker room and the people and the players and where it came from, you think about the Miami Dolphins, and I'm like, you know how every time we meet a player, we're like, yo, this dude is a dude. He's a human. This man is Walter Payton of the Year nominee. You know what I'm saying? And it's a locker room full of guys like that, and that's what I think the Dolphins are trying to replicate from the Florida Panthers. We're just not having success on the field in between the lines. So congratulations to the Florida Panthers for getting it done. Beautiful stuff. I consume myself with content every day since, and it's still like it just happened. So let's turn the page.
Let's turn the page. Thank you for everyone joining us live. Shout out to IMAX and Cap in the comments. And yes, it is technically the middle of the day. We have gone a bit early. Over here in the UK, it's essentially 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. It's a bit earlier. It's like 1, depending on where you are in the state, anytime between like midday and 2, 3 p.m. Also, Charlie, can you see the TV behind me?
I do.
So it's currently the Euros, European Championships. It's like your Copa America. Shout out to Jamaica, just getting embarrassed in the Copa America. So we just had France v Belgium, but you can see behind.
That's tennis, though. That's tennis.
If you let me finish. So when the episode started, we had the Euros. At the moment, Shaq and Verse of the podcast, Jordan, are watching Wimbledon. So it's like, Wimbledon tennis. Guys, who's playing? Who's sorry? Coco Gauff is playing. So yeah, like
I seen that was Coco Gauff from the TV from where I'm
sitting.
No,
you did not. You are.
I did, bro. I seen it, bro.
There is no way you saw. Like, again, if you're watching live or if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, go over to YouTube and watch us talk about this.
Look, you can see her.
Okay, there's replays where you might see her, but there's no way you knew it was her from these two little dots on the TV screen.
I'm telling you now, yeah, Kadeem Simmons' voice. I knew that was Coco Gauff because I almost incorporated it in the championship talk because Coco Gauff has won a championship and she's from Palm Beach, Florida, which is South Florida. So I thought I could throw Coco Gauff in here too, but then I didn't want to have to enter into like boxers and UFC fighters from South Florida. I just leave it there. But shout out to Coco Gauff, South Florida native. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm telling you, this is the land of champions.
Land of champions. I think nice little segue there. If the Miami Dolphins do win a championship, who's going to be the quarterback? Now, obviously, Tua's under contract this year, but there are rumors from sources that contract talks aren't going that well, that they're complicated. Jeff Darlington spoke last week saying that he'd been optimistic about Tua getting a new deal, but that the Dolphins are not offering a contract in the market value, and that based on his conversation, they are not in the Jared Goff and Trevor Lawrence ballpark. What do you make of that information from Jeff Darlington?
The market is the market.
The market is the market, is what Tua said. And I rock with Tua for that. Like, hey, the market is the market. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make this market up. The market is the market. Sherrod Steve was in my phone, was like, oh, Josh Allen wouldn't say that. Patrick Mahomes wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes isn't scrutinized for everything he does on the football field or in between the lines or gotta, this and that. They're not scrutinized the same way. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, oh, the market is the market. Like, why y'all hit me? But anyway, I gotta say this. Kadeem just said what the reports were. Basically, Tua is not getting offered a contract in the Jared Goff range, let alone the Trevor Lawrence range. And reports are reports. And I was asked, oh, well, how you feel about this? Because Tua's your boy and Chris Greer's your boy. So what's going to happen? What's going on? And I'm like, yo, holla at me when it doesn't get done or after it gets done. Holla at me then. I'm not taking the bait on all this contract talks and negotiation tactics to you know what I'm saying? Like, none of that means nothing today. I think it's extremely funny how the Dolphins or the reports were, oh, they're close. It's close. We're close. Sides are close. Tua's going to get the deal done. We're close. All of a sudden, they're not close. They're far apart. This and that. that and this. How about this? I ain't gonna lie to you. Get in. This is for Tua. Take it from me, Tua. A day one Tua Ningamanu Olipola fan, Tagovailoa fan. Get your money, bro. Like, they drug your name through the mud for the first 2 seasons. When you were a Miami Dolphin, they threatened to trade you like, Deshaun Watson, and they had zero respect for you in in the face in the league, in the media. And now here we go again. The disrespect of, he's not even in Jared Goff range. Like, bro, get your money. And if it means holding out, being the first quarterback to actually hold out and miss a game while under contract, do what you got to do, bro. Because they've been playing with your name. And I know how important the last name is in your culture. They've been playing with your name, and now it's time to put some respect on it. Like, nah, bro, I'm good. Y'all can figure out what to do when the season starts with Skylar Thompson or Mike White, because y'all not gonna try me like this no more.
So shout out to Shaq. He says, let's go. And shout out to Cap for life. He says, expect a final offer by the end of training camp, in my opinion. Charlie, I agreed with everything you just said until you said hold out and miss a game. Tua, if you are listening, and I know people inside the Dolphins do listen, do not miss week 1, because I am not flying all the way over to Miami to watch anyone else play quarterback. Now, listen, I am a Miami Dolphins fan. First of all, I'm a Dolphins fan before Tua and after Tua. Whoever plays quarterback, I will support you. I will represent you. I will cheer your name. Just let me Tua. Tua don't around me. Like, everything is booked. Tua. Start week 3. Week 3, cool. I'm back in London. I'm relaxed. Week 1 and week 2, you have to be in the field. Like Charlie, you're there week 1 as well. Don't sit out that game.
Nah, bro.
That game.
Bro, it has to happen. They need to know we're serious, bro. You know, in negotiations, you have to be willing to walk away. Like, literally on your heart, I'm willing to walk away. I'm willing to leave. And Tua has to be willing to say, nah, I'm not putting up with this no more. Like, they're bullying this dude, bro. Ever since he got here in the beginning, they tried him. They put Ryan Fitzpatrick in. They threw him in week 6 when he wasn't ready, and no one else in the organization knew, including the offensive coordinator, that he was going to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude was not ready. They throw him in the fire. They pull him out the fire. They throw him back in the fire. Like, what is going on here, bro? This organization has disrespected this man, and it's time for some get back. Like, hey, look, I wanted to be here, but this could get real messy, bro. Like, and I'm not talking Leonel. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is messy, bro. Like, this could be bad. And Tua need to put his foot down and say, nah, I'm not doing this no more. Y'all tried me enough. As a matter of fact, I hope it gets cleaned up real quick before he just says, you know what? Yeah, ain't got to pay me. Somebody else will.
So IMAX says the new CBA doesn't allow for players to hold out, if I'm not mistaken. Off the top of my head, I'm not too sure. I can fact check that.
And you can hold out, but it's super bad repercussions. So it's more like a hold in, where Tua will come to practice but not do anything. He'll be in the building and not on the field. So they hold in now. Holdouts there's way more repercussions for holdouts nowadays.
He then said, remember, Christian Wilkins held in last season, didn't get his contract. But yeah, I do think with Wilkins and Tua, it's completely different in the sense that again, I wanted Wilkins to stay, but one, the Dolphins had significant depth around him and his position. It's like, you know what, if you walk and the money you got from the Raiders, cool, great, like, well done. The Dolphins don't have that in the quarterback room. And again, there's been this conversation between fans of Tua and non-fans from Tua, not even just Dolphin fans, fans in general, who say, well, anyone can run this Mike McDaniel offense. It's quarterback friendly, X, Y, and Z. And then history shows, literally, if Tua doesn't play for the Miami Dolphins, the Dolphins do not win under Mike McDaniel. Like, that's not even up for debate. That is a stone cold fact. So, yeah. Cap says, Charlie, I agree with you, but Tua had a very well-respected agent. Let him go to another agency. He wants to bag. Then says, Tua will play. I hope he doesn't fall victim to agent games. An interesting question. Wilkins and Tua represented by athletes first. Is that helping the Dolphins or hurting them? What do you reckon, Charlie?
I think the Dolphins want Tua at a discounted price. I don't like that. I think you should again, I'll say it again, just put respect on this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, look what he's done when he's been healthy, when he's supposed to play, right? Like, the first 2 years, the first year he wasn't even supposed to play. Okay, cool. If you look at his trajectory, Kadeem, it's just been like, I don't know, the camera angle is kind of funny, so I don't know which way we're going right now, but I know it's going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going up. You feel me? Like it's going up. Every year this dude gets better. The numbers get better. The play gets better. And then every year people get silenced. And all of a sudden it's, all right, he's a dude. But we're still not paying him. He's not even better than Jared. He don't even deserve what Jared Goff is getting. Like, come on, bro. So I forgot what the question was because I'm going off on this little rant. But really, at the same time, does who he's represented by, does it help him or hurt him? I don't think it matters. In my honest opinion, there go Coco Goff again. Come on, Kadeem, I got these 2020s over here. So anyway, I don't think it matters because he's the quarterback of a team. And that matters the most. This is the quarterback who gets it done. Shout out to Shady McCoy and who was it on Speak with what's the dude name, bro? It was a nice little clip, bro. We got to throw it up on the Twitter after this. Our IG is going through it right now, but we got to throw it up on Twitter, bro. Shady McCoy, and it was the receiver from the Packers. He's James Jones. James Jones and Shady McCoy, like, big on paying Tua. Like, bro, what are we waiting for? Why? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Shady was like, yo, I'm gonna come to the meeting with 3 pictures. Trevor Lawrence, and I should have saved this for the quarterback ranking episode. Trevor Lawrence, a picture of Trevor Lawrence, a picture of Mac Jones, and a picture of Gardner Minshew. And the Dolphins are gonna be like, what are you doing with these pictures? And then he's gonna be like, yo, all of these 3 quarterbacks have the same numbers, but one of them got paid $55 million a year, and I need Tua to get paid more than that. And that's what the truth is about Trevor Lawrence. So it is what it is. It's time for Tua to get paid. He's the quarterback of the team. What happens if Tua doesn't play? What happens if Tua says, nope, I'm good? Yeah, we're done here. Like, you know what? Trade me or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kindness is being taken for a weakness right now. Tua's not that dude to be like, oh, I'm not playing. And they know that. Oh, trade me. They know Tua won't do that. So they're really just holding his feet to the fire. Oh, we got somebody who's pretty passive here. We're gonna walk all over him. Again, I don't appreciate that.
Shout out to J Gado 305. He said, what's good? First time on the channel. Let's go. Welcome. We salute you. Thank you for joining us. Hello and hi. Robert Ashton says, hi guys, what the hell time is this? Nice to see you both and the chat, of course. And yeah, we are like 6 hours or 5 hours earlier than normal. So the UK, European listeners, say hi over here in the chat. And then Cap says, we are all basically on Jordan Love watch. If the Packers pay the market, it's not a good look for us. I think that's the interesting thing. I know we kind of discussed it about when Jalen Waddle was going to get paid, all that kind of stuff. But in my opinion, there's an element of Lawrence and Goff being paid before Tua made Tua's team just go, well, now we have it. Like, had you got this done beforehand, it might have been annoying when those guys got paid, but it is what it is. We've got our deal. Great, perfect. Now you've seen what the market value is now for I think the best way to put it would be a first round picks who have underwhelmed early on. Obviously, Jared Goff has gone on to do great things in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, obviously now, again, they can. While Goff probably has the wins in the postseason that Tua doesn't, and to be fair, Trevor Lawrence has that one win as well. It's Tua, when healthy, has been an MVP candidate. You can't deny that. Pay him like he's been an MVP candidate when healthy, and pay him like, again, it will be foolish for the Dolphins to build this team, bringing guys like Odell Beckham Jr., who wants to play with Tua, and then go, yeah, we'll let you leave. Like, that's just not going to happen. So it is crazy. And again, I don't think the Dolphins and Tua will allow it to get to a situation where he's holding out or missing games. I don't think the Super Bowl window is this season. but the Dolphins can't afford to go a game behind because they want to mess around and not pay Tua. Like, Cap said he believes it gets done before the end of training camp. I don't know. I think it gets done before we get training camp, but that's weeks away, and who knows at this point.
If Tua does not get paid this season, ultimately they're gonna make him sign up. They're gonna franchise tag him next year. They're gonna tag him, and then he doesn't have to hold out or hold in or whatever. He could just not sign the tag, and then it's over with. Like, it's a breakup. If Tua does not get his contract this year, just know we're headed towards a breakup. It's going to be a messy breakup too. It's like, yo, y'all making me play on $25 million this year. And then I'm going to go smack Trevor Lawrence in the first week. You know what I'm saying? Like $55 million versus $25 million. You know what I'm saying? So if Tua does not get paid before the season starts, it is the beginning of the end for Tua and the Miami Dolphins. And I'm going to be very sour about it because we have our franchise quarterback of the future, the present, the past, the whatever you want to call it. He's a dude. He's my quarterback. That's my quarterback. You know what I'm saying? And it's about to be over with if they don't pay him. Because next year they're going to tag him and they're going to say, oh, prove it again. And then he's going to be like, all right, well, I'm done. Just trade me. Because I'm not under the tag. I didn't sign the tag. Y'all can move me now. You know what I'm saying? So it can get really bad really quick.
That's the thing as well. For all those people that say, well, you know, the Dolphins should wait until Tua wins a playoff game or blah, blah, blah. Okay, in this scenario where the Dolphins do wait and Tua wins a playoff game, do you think that number's going to go down? Like, it's like people expect Dak to get paid in the $60 million range. Cool, like per year range. Great. Tua wins a playoff game, just one playoff game. Like, you're paying him more than $60 million. Like, it's impossible. You can't let Tua have another. I'm going to assume if the Dolphins get to the playoffs and win a playoff game, it's another MVP candidate season for Tua with all these weapons, and then turn around and go, okay, we'll give you $55 million now. It's like, no. In the immortal words of The Wire, the price of the brick has gone up. What are we playing at here? So, yeah, I'm hopeful. I think what we're seeing in the media through, you know, these NFL insiders is basically negotiation tactics. It's all it is.
I agree, and that's why I don't like it, because the Dolphins could have put into it right now. Y'all say, "Oh, I told you." We've been saying this the whole time, and Tua's our quarterback. We've been saying it, and we trust Tua, and he's our quarterback, and he's going to be the quarterback. They say it all the time. McDaniel and Greer have been saying it, right? But now it's time to show it. Actions speak louder than words. Y'all been saying it. How about we show it? You see what I'm saying? The market says that Tua should get paid $57.8 million a year. That's what the market is saying. So we'll call it 58. If you don't pay him this year, the market's gonna dictate for 60, even if he doesn't win a playoff game this year. Like, we could go 14-3 and lose our first playoff game, and the first game of the playoffs, and the market will still dictate he gets paid over $60 million. So this number is only gonna go up, and that's why I feel like it's so disrespectful, because it's so public. And we understand what the past transgressions of this franchise has looked like when it comes to Tua and moonlighting with Deshaun Watson and not treating this dude with the respect that he's earned.
It's interesting. I have another topic, but it's linked to the Tua contract and all kind of stuff. Do you want to do it in bonus time?
Yeah, we could do that. Hey, shout out to Joe Grasdall. Might have pronounced his last name wrong. He is a Miami Dolphins fan. Found him on Instagram. However, he's an Edmonton Oilers fan. So Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert and all them boys was at the Panthers game. And Joe was like, yo, this is an awkward spot for me to be in, to see Jalen Waddle and everybody celebrating. He loves his Dolphins and they're celebrating, but his hockey team lost in the Edmonton Oilers. And I hit him up. I seen his comment, And I like, hey, look, bro, just being a good sport. Like, hey, man, I'm sorry that you're going through it. That is a tough spot to be in. But what you can do is hit us up on Go Time Dolphins to check out the podcast. But you might not want to check out that first episode back because we're going to be talking about the Panthers for a little bit. So you might want to miss out on that one. But shout out to Grass Dog. Let's get into bonus time, man. Y'all know what time it is. Stay positive. Test negative. For Kadeem Simmons, I'm Charlie Touche. Thank you for tuning in this time. Make sure you catch us next time on Go Time. Already.
Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's show time. Cause it's your time. Lay it on the line when it's go time. Don't waste no time. Gotta make them lose their mind when it's your time. And it's show time. Going all out when it's go time. I ain't wasting no time.
Shout out to Benjamin Scott in the comments on YouTube. Charlie, you want to take this one? I think this one is for you. It's basically about, he said that you've put Tua first because you think Tua should hold out.
Say what? What's the question?
It's not a question. He says the fact you said that Tua should hold out means you're putting him first as opposed to being Dolphins first.
I'm not putting anybody first. Like, I think the Dolphins have to do what the Dolphins have to do, but I also think Tua has to do what Tua has to do. So respectfully, and it's a business. What the front office would like to say, it's a business, and we got to do contracts and stuff like that. The same way we cut a player who's still under contract, who doesn't get that money that he signed to, like, yo, I'm under contract. Just pay me, you know what I'm saying? Or they trade him without notice, like doesn't even tell nobody. Like, comes to the facility, beep, the card don't work, beep. It's a business. you know what I'm saying? It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But then you can't say nothing when the player, on the other hand, says, okay, well, it's a business. I.e. Xavier Howard, who I don't rock with and never have rock with, and is now in the Charlie Touche, he has graduated a scumbag, in my opinion. Xavier Howard is a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? He has graduated a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Not only did he graduate the scumbag, Kadeem, he might be like scumbag cum laude. Like, he's up there in the scumbags.
All masters, postgraduate, everything.
Oh yeah, he's that. He's up there. So, but Tua, on the other hand, it's just all right, cool. Well, I'm under contract. I will play. I just won't play right now. That's it. What's up, Hannah Montana?
Don't what's up, Hannah Montana. Like, she knows I'm podcasting and she just gets herself in the. Anyway, Robert Ashton says, I don't think Tua would put himself above the team. He's not that type, I think. But if he did, he surely got plenty of justification. And listen, I don't want Tua to hold out for selfish reasons because I'm there week 1 or week 2. But outside of that, dude, do what you've got to do. Because, like you said earlier, Charlie, the way he's been treated across the 4 years, first 2 years, a complete difference in the last 2 years. But again, let's not pretend that the Dolphins publicly via the media courted so many different quarterbacks that it got beyond the joke. So listen, Charlie, I genuinely echo everything you just said. It's not about Tua first, the Dolphins first. It's everyone do what's best for you, because at the end of the day, you only live one life, and do it.
I still gotta highlight what's his name, Benjamin? He was the one who said the comment.
Benjamin Scott, yeah.
Hey, Benjamin, listen. When you're on an airplane and they say, "Oh, please focus on the flight attendant, and she's gonna talk to you. They're gonna talk to you through some instructions or whatever," and the flight attendant says to fasten your seatbelt, whatever. You know what I'm saying? In case of an emergency, keep in mind that the close exit may be behind you. You know what I'm saying? On the side of the wings, and you know what I'm saying? They do all of that, right? Then they also say, in the event that the oxygen mask falls, secure your mask first before securing someone else's. And that's what Tua has to do. I have to secure my mask first before I could perform for someone else. And that's all he's doing. So, again, I don't want to see a holdout. I prefer it gets done before that. But if we're talking about business, it has nothing to do with the team, because the 55 people on the roster aren't paying Tua. If this was a free game, like no one was getting paid, Tua would be there. But everyone is getting paid, and Tua is a business, and Tua has to take care of himself before he could take care of anybody else.
Which brings me to my question / topic. Do you think the NFL will bring in a separate salary cap for quarterbacks? I think that was like discussed or like mentioned about a week or so ago. Do you think the way quarterback contracts are getting, and essentially the NFL wanting good quarterbacks, be it good teams, all that kind of stuff, they're just gonna say, you know what, separate quarterback salary cap. That way you can pay everyone else more and pay your quarterbacks more. That way you're good to go. Or will they keep things as is?
This was talked about for running backs because running backs have been underpaid but not undervalued. So everybody wants a running back. Everybody wants a good running back. Everybody wants a running back that can touch the ball hundreds of times a seasons, but they don't want to pay that guy because of the damage that he takes. So this was talked about first with running backs. They need their own union. They need their own cap and all this other good stuff. So to talk about it with quarterbacks is going to open the door for a different looking NFL. And I am not equipped to have that conversation of what that NFL would look like if every position had its own cap or union, right? So I don't know if that's the answer. But once upon a time, there wasn't like this slotted thing for draftees, players who got drafted. When you got drafted, you could negotiate your own contract. Now it's slotted draft positions where the person first overall, it is a lock of what he's going to make. The second person overall, it is a lock of what they're going to make. So all these slotted, draft spots kind of creates this conversation because back in the day, people used to come and say, nah, man, I need X amount of dollars if you draft me. So if you take this quarterback salary cap thing, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know, but I do know I'm player first, and we don't even get. I said they don't even get guaranteed contracts. All these other sports out here that are less dangerous than football, and we're not paying these boys guaranteed money. You feel me? So I think there's more conversations that need to happen outside of quarterback salary caps before we even make it there.
Yeah. Just to finish up, Cap says he says, Robert, I feel McDaniel is doing all he can to protect Tua, but McDaniel needs to win, period. If not, another hot seat will warm up. If you head over to our Patreon page in the next 24 hours, maybe even hour, depending on my schedule, there is a brief conversation between myself and 5 Yard Lee from the Dolphin UK podcast about a potential Mike McDaniel contract. If you are over on our Patreon, you get so many conversations. First, we will bring it to the main channel over here on YouTube, Spotify, all that kind of stuff. But there's a brief conversation about 5 or 6 minutes between myself and Lee about McDaniel and a contract extension. So head over there now, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can see that conversation in the next day or two before myself and Charlie talk about that. In the very near future, as well as quarterback rankings will be coming out very, very, very
quarterback
soon.
Quarterback ranking episode. Y'all don't want to miss it. We might have a greatest quarterback of all time list, and then the regular list that we do yearly. Time to reach out to whoever wants to participate with us. And if that's you, let us know. And if you drop some comments of what your top 32 quarterbacks are in the NFL, we'll share them on the quarterback ranking episode, or you guys can share them on the quarterback ranking episode, and we'll go through the comments as we put our list up. But that's all I got, Kadeem.
And same. So until the next one, we shall see you soon. Peace.